Celtics Game Highlight is presented by T-Mobile.
Celtics come up with the early turnover ahead on the break. It's Tatum for two.
Right away, the havoc, the length, the defensive intensity caused a turnover and the easy bucket for Tatum.
Couldn't make the shot, and Pritchard does.
Pritchard stepped right into that. Nice contested shot. Love the way that Pritchard was 2 or 3 feet off that line.
Back in a hurry, Green knocks it down.
That's a tough shot.
Nice pass. Here's two more for Schroder.
Yeah, I love to see Rob Williams making plays like that.
I know. Tatum again. Off the dribble. Nice pass.
Nice layoff. Looking to the corner. Dumps off to Al Horford. Excellent play by Tatum. Oh, it's a big-time shot.
Maybe he should have been the #1 pick.
Yeah, Jalen Green has not disappointed.
Schroder on a cut. And Smart gets 2 and a foul.
This is perfect basketball, Mike. Schroder takes the baseline drive. There's a guy in the corner. Houston overreacts to that, and watch Smart come right into your living room.
Tatum. No, he knocks down a 3.
Yeah, Celtics rolling right now. Doing it on both ends of the floor defensively, and that man right there has come out in this third.
Behind the back. Ooh, nice move, but then slapped away with a better defensive play. Horford running the floor. Counting the foul. Did you see any footage of the Howard and Davis little kind of dust-up thing?
Yeah.
Anything to it? Tatum again.
Great play. Love that play from Grant Williams. Catching the ball in the middle, looking opposite, and there was a back screen for Tatum.
T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
The Celtics' first win of the season, finally. I mean, it's only been 3 games, but 107-97, the final. Perk, not only a win for new head coach Ime Udoka, but a double-digit win.
Absolutely, and they hung their hats on the defensive end, Abby, and it started in the third quarter. But the tone was set by Jayson Tatum. But I tell you one thing, the pressure that the guards put on the Houston guards, on the perimeter, forcing turnovers, having them play on their heels all night long. And I love the combination of Al Horford and Grant Williams. Grant Williams was a star in his role, and he looked like a real good superstar in his role tonight.
Grant Williams, 9 for 13 from 3 this season. He was 5 for 7 tonight. But let's focus on the third quarter, Perk. The Celtics went into it with a 2-point lead and at one point built up to a 20-point lead. How did they do it?
Well, they took a page out of the Raptors book from last game, and they started off and they was just aggressive. Look, the ball was moving around like a collection plate on Sunday. Guys were in their rhythm. You could tell they came out with the mindset of saying, you know what? We're not going to have the same third quarter that we had last game. Look at Al Horford sliding his feet, protecting the basket, getting out in transition,
running the floor.
Yeah.
35 years young, yes, and beating everybody down the floor. Plays like that kind of hustle, I feel like that is what has been missing from these guys in those, the second game against the Raptors was obvious.
Absolutely. And look, you know one thing about it, Grant Williams, he has really earned the trust of Coach Udoka. I don't know what it is that he sees in him, but I see the same thing. Not just him knocking down 3-point shots, but mixing it up, dribble handoffs, mixing it up, whether he's going to pick and pop or pick and roll to the basket. Defensively, he does a great job. Whether he's at the 5 position, 4 position, he can switch to 1 through 5. I love what Grant Williams is bringing to the table. By the way, Anthony, he has been in the lab working on his game.
Perk, that's what I was going to say. I talked to Grant during the preseason, and he took it personally that he could not get on the floor last year. He had a conversation with Brad. He had a conversation with Ime. They told him what they wanted him to work on, and clearly that work is showing through.
Absolutely. And look, he's a pro's pro, right? He's never too high, never too low. Even when he's not playing, he's cheering on his teammates. But I love him getting quality, meaningful minutes. I mean, I could see him really being a part of this rotation and playing well this season.
We welcome in Scal
what's
now.
up, Scal?
What up, Perk?
You talk about Perk being on Zoom. You're here in the building. Yeah.
Not on Zoom.
But late. I'm kidding. What stood out to you? Celtics first win of the season.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to three-point shooting is going to be a big part of this team, and it has to be because I think if they're making shots, that puts them into a conversation to have a chance to be standing at the end. So Grant Williams making 5 today, but once these guys really start putting it together, they are passing the ball at a high level. They're moving the space to get the shot. They are filling space a lot better than they did the first 2 games and in the preseason, but they have to make shots. And tonight, Grant Williams did. If we're seeing this from Grant Williams, if he's anywhere around 40%, if this team is anywhere around 37% from 3 as a team, it's going to be a pretty good year.
There was also someone pregame who said Jayson Tatum needed to have a big game. Who was that?
That was you, Abby?
No, that was Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, sorry.
Perk, JT heard you,
love.
and he came through. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't say that, though. Perk, what did you see from JT tonight?
Oh, everything. He set the tone from this play right here. Look, getting in the passing lane, running the lane, getting his first bucket at the basket, knowing Daniel Tice cannot guard this man, and he knows that. Look, getting separation on this shot. We all knew he was going to bounce back, but I love that he took on ownership of saying, you know what, I'm not going to leave it in the hands of nobody else. I'm going to set the tone early. And I thought he did a great job in the first quarter.
Yeah, not only did he get a couple of those shots where he's creating, because we know he can do that, but he had a few cuts to the basket, and he also had some post-ups. So I like the versatility of what we saw from Jayson Tatum on the offensive end. It wasn't just one way. It was a lot of different ways. Here you see that's hammer action, and he's catching and shooting, which he didn't do well in that Knick game. I think he was just 1 for 11 in wide open catch and shoot situations. So I like what we saw from Jayson Tatum because he's showing you how the different ways that he can play. And in that third quarter, really got back and helped out on the glass, which that's got to be a big part of his game.
No Jaylen Brown tonight. Jayson certainly stepped up. But a more balanced attack we saw from the Celtics team tonight. As Perk said, they were passing around the collection plate. Great ball movement.
Yeah, Perk, did you like Dennis Schroder running all those pick and rolls with Tatum on the bench? I kind of did because I feel like he was the guy that was getting downhill, and then he was the guy making plays from there.
Yeah, I did. And I thought even when he was setting up guys, on the pick and pops, Dennis Schroder in the pick and roll, he does a great job of actually coming off the screen. And people don't realize how huge that is to come off the screen and turn the corner. But I thought he was phenomenal. And then he jumped up the game today, like bringing that extra tenacity, getting into it with guys, picking guys up, making guys feel uncomfortable. I actually love that position with him, Scal.
I mean, if Dennis plays this way, he can be. I mean, how big could that be for him, and especially for this team as a sixth man?
Yeah, so here's how this works, right? Tatum, Brown are going to be guys, and they got to be able to compromise the defense. And what Perk is saying is when he comes off the pick and roll, Dennis Schroder, he gets downhill. He's getting into paint. I would love to see more of that from Tatum and Brown. But this option with Ime Udoka, with the fact that if Jalen and Jayson are on the bench or one guy is out for whatever reason, Schroder could be the guy that compromises the defense and you can play out of that. The NBA, when you play basketball in the NBA, you want to put 2 on the ball and find the open man. That's what you want to do over and over again. Guys that come off the screen and they're at the three-point line, that's not getting it done. But guys who come off the screen and get to the paint, now the defense has to rotate. Now you get those wide open shots. So I like that option for the Celtics, especially if Jalen and Jayson are not on the floor.